All right, so why don't we jump to St. Vincent here real quick? It's so funny because St. Vincent is someone that I remember like listening to after Kid Cudi featured her on his second album.
Man in the Moon too.
Uh, for that song, it's like "Make the Black Hole Blacker." I forgot what the name of the song is.
I don't remember that song, but yeah, that's interesting.
But yeah, so after hearing the song and hearing the girl's voice, and I checked it out, and it was from one of the early St. Vincent albums. But this Masseduction, I want to say Mass Education every time, but it's Masseduction.
Wait, yeah, it isn't Mass Education, right? It's Masseduction.
No, it's Masseduction, and that's actually one of the songs on there. But every time I see it, I want to say Mass Education. It's her fifth studio album. Annie Clark, she won, or she got a lot of love for her last album. She didn't win the award, but she got a lot of love for her last album.
That was really like her coming out party album. Like, welcome to the mainstream. Welcome to the media. All knows who you are, and we'll write about you a lot now. Like, that was her moment, which was what, 2014, 15?
Yeah. So. And secretly, she's one of the like most renowned guitarists now in rock music.
Yeah. Interesting.
Which is interesting because I feel like when people talk about it, they think about like John Frusciante, no, it's a lot of love, John Mayer, Jack White, like those kind of people. But Annie Clark, like secretly just one of those most solid musicians, kind of like Beck. What did you think about this? I mean, have you ever listened to a St. Vincent album before?
Yeah, I mean, so generally, like she's not like my style. Around her last album when it came out, just I saw the buzz and I wanted to, like see what was up. Like it's like, oh, like an artist I'm not familiar with. Usually I know everyone who's on these lists, at least in some capacity. So I wanted to, get familiar, stay woke.
Sure.
So this album, I was actually kind of interested in it. I knew she had so much clout, and I listened to it, and I think it's really, I think it kind of jumps all over the place in sound, at least towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that the song "Pills," which is I believe the second track, that song fucking rocks. That's an excellent song.
Mm-hmm. You want to know who produced that song?
The dude, the
Jack Antonoff.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So it's basically Greg Kurstin and Jack Antonoff producing like every big rock album this year. It seems like.
Interesting.
Anyways, yeah, man, Pills is a great song. I also think Los Angeles and New York are really good. Those are two of the singles that she dropped.
I think Los Angeles is really strong.
Overall, it's just the kind of album where, like you said, it kind of jumps around in sound throughout, but it also felt a little bit more cohesive than something that is so all over the place. I think that speaks to just how she's able to pull these different threads together and build songs with concepts that all kind of have like one theme. This seemed to be also something that she drew from a lot of different experiences on. Doing a little background reading on it, I guess she's like recorded some of the stuff like on her phone or like through text messages, things like that. So she's been like kind of working on this for the last 3 years to really like, pull it all together. And Kamasi Washington is also on this, along with Jenny Lewis. So some good guests. I don't know. It's a solid album. I'd probably give it probably around the same as Beck. I say that they're very similar. I said that before, but I just really think their work is quality.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I think we be a little more specific. It's kind of like a pop
glam
song.
rock.
Like, I don't know. He's kind of like how like when you try and like put a genre on like Father John Misty, you're kind of just selling them short by trying to like explain it. And I think that's kind of the thing with St. Vincent. Like you listen to songs like Savior and Young Lover, and then they're so vastly different from like Pills at the top of the album or even the singles like you mentioned. So definitely a diverse album. Yeah, I think glam is a good way to put it. How would you think of this compared to Lord? I immediately started thinking of Lord as I was listening.
Interesting. Well, I don't know how much Lord actually does, like how much work she actually does like sonically on her albums, which is why I'd probably give like St. Vincent a leg up in terms of like artistry. But I think Melodrama is a much better album it's more cohesive as a concept and just overall like what she's trying to say. But I
It's a better
mean,
concept too.
yeah, oh, I agree. But yeah, I think Amy Clark is just so talented. It's interesting you said Lord. I had never even thought about that comparison. Huh. Well, what
Yeah.
about it like brought her to mind for you?
I guess maybe it was the Jack Antonoff in the back of my head. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's just inceptioning all of us.